we doing, everybody? My name is Mike Dewan here with the Region Sports Network, and I'm here at Hanover Central High School with Hanover Central football head coach Brian Parker. Coach, how we doing? And everybody take the 100-yard walk again. Let's get to it. How we doing?
Sounds good. We're good. Got some beautiful weather and talk shop.
Yeah, for sure. First off, I know we're in March now. How's the off season been treating you?
I love when people ask me that question. There's never an off season.
Fair
We're
enough.
just not playing games and practicing right now. But no, we're busy. All of our guys in our athletic development class throughout the course of the day. We supplement it with our to-be freshmen coming over, getting a few lifts in during the week, as well as our high school guys that are not in season right now. We go twice a week to, like I said, to supplement what we do throughout the course of the day. So it's all about work, and like I said, there's no days off here at Hanover Central.
Always looking kind of over towards that next season. Again, this was looking at your past season. It was a solid team, of course. Maybe not the way you wanted to end that last game of the season, but nonetheless, you guys have again had a fantastic season. Of course, we're going to talk about probably the conference play in a little bit, but again, talk to me kind of about what that group left for this upcoming group for the Wildcats.
I mean, I'd like to think here at Hanover Central, we're starting to get to a point where I think we just reload. We do have a very experienced football team coming back, and like you said, obviously last November ended a little bit abrupt in regards to not how we wanted things to end. But that senior class, they leave a legacy of being the all-time winningest class here at Hanover Central. And it's fun because I get to say that here the last 3 years with each senior class that's walking out the door. And this upcoming senior class has the ability to do the same. We're excited. Like I said, we have an experienced football team coming back with some top-end talent. So, like I said, there's a lot of work to be done to attain the goals that we want to attain.
Definitely, you kind of mentioned the new standard is it's reloading.
Right.
Talk to me again a little bit about how that standard has really changed. Again, how that senior class, as well as these guys coming up, are setting this new standard.
Well, I really think it is about, in regards to our ability to identify these kids at a young age, develop them. We've started a middle school athletic development program twice a week in the mornings here, and Coach AJ Grzenko, who's also my defensive coordinator, but he's probably I think he's the best strength and conditioning coach in the state of Indiana. Does a tremendous job with our guys in the weight room and getting bigger, faster, and stronger. So it's really here at Hanover Central about player development, and it's our job as coaches to coach them, but at the same time to nurture them and give them the tools to become better football players in the 4 years that they're here.
Understandable. Definitely going a little bit more back to that standard, and again setting them up for success. I think it's safe to mention we should talk about, again, switching to the NCC.
Right.
I want to say, speaking at least kind of as an outsider, I don't know how you guys felt, but you guys probably were seen you had a chip on your shoulder. A lot of people are on the outside saying, how is this team going to do coming into the Big Bad Conference of the NCC? And you guys, obviously, with what you did, again, kind of etched your new standard. Talk to me about, again, shining light on that finals, on that previous season. What was that like, kind of just silencing the doubters and, again, letting people know that, hey, Hanover Central football, we've been here, but now we're doing it at a higher level?
I mean, obviously we don't really listen to any of the noise that happens outside the confines of our walls, and I'm knowing how, the crop of really good coaches in the NCC are, I think if you ask them, honestly, I think they thought that we would actually be a really good football team by watching us on film. And obviously, when I first took this job in the spring of 18, this was a possibility. And so that was our mentality from the jump, was to prepare to get us ready for this transition into the conference. And I think a lot of people probably question in regards to how we would be able to hold up physically in this conference. And I think, personally, I think we're the most physical team in the conference. And like I said, that's a testament to the work that our young men do when they're inside the walls of our weight room and Coach Grzenko and the job that he does with our guys.
Right, talking a little bit more about the growth. I mean, we're kind of sitting there. I always like to kind of recollect the 50-yard line, kind of just take it all in where we stand. I mean, we just walked through the locker room that was just built, you said 2 years ago. This turf was all implemented in what, 2022? Would you have imagined, again, this trend just keeping going up since you took the job in 2018? Or was this something that, I mean, you almost envisioned maybe in your 5-year, couple-year plan?
Yeah, I really tell a lot of people that I got in here at the right time. I mean, timing is everything in life, and I was fortunate to get in here at a time where people were beginning to get really excited for football, and some of the things that had happened in the years before here with Coach Koulianos and Coach Harrison, the year that he started it. And when I first took the job and I interviewed, I had said that the coaches had taken this program from point A to point B, and now it's my job to take it from point B to point Z. I think we're hovering around like N right now. Once the weather breaks here, they're going to start working on expanding the size of our press box. We're going to be, last year we rented visiting bleachers. Those will be permanent. They're going to start construction on that here very shortly. And it's always about adapting and adjusting. There's always something new. There's been talk about a new scoreboard, but yeah, it's exciting. The community has really bought in to what we're doing. Obviously, you'll have those naysayers because this is still a very, very new thing here in this school community. So we're just trying to have as much fun as possible and win some games along the way.
Hey, I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah, right.
You talked about community a little bit. I mean, again, you being here since 2018, a lot has changed. That's a way we could say. This is something that, again, everyone's kind of jumping on the, I don't want to call it a bandwagon, but a lot of people are, again, taking notice, especially, in this area. Talk to me about how you've experienced, again, everybody kind of jumping on and fully supporting what you guys are doing.
I mean, if you come to a game on Friday night, I think it's self-evident. I mean, if you were here for the Lowell and Hobart game, there were people everywhere around this place.
Right.
Obviously, two blue blood programs like those. Obviously, Lowell being within a 10-minute drive from here, and Hobart will always travel because obviously the tradition the proud tradition that is Hobart football, and obviously the stakes that were on the line in regards to that game as well.
For sure.
And I think, Friday nights here in Cedar Lake, here at this high school, they're electric, and there's a lot of people that come to these games. And I like to think we put a pretty good brand on the field, so I think they have a reason to come. So we're proud of that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun season coming up. Of course, Wheeler at home, that's going to be a fun one you guys mentioned.
Right.
I mean, you guys are fantastic at home, but the one game that really stuck out to me was week 2. You guys are going to Bishop Chatard.
Right.
A team that has really... they've kind of owned Class 3, and that's potential opponent. Hopefully in the future, come November. Right. Talk to me about scheduling them and what that test kind of brings for your guys.
I think it's cool just going and playing different schools and giving these kids, like I previously mentioned, just the coolest high school football experience they can have for the 4 years that they're here, and going and playing the school that has won the most state championships in Indiana football history.
Yeah. I
mean, what cooler way to do that? But like you mentioned, Wheeler. I think Wheeler probably has the most kids returning out of any team that's in this area. I think they lose like one starter on both sides of the ball. So we're by no means we're going to look past them week 1. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but to go down to Indianapolis, it's gonna be a good. I want to see what my team's made of early on, and obviously that's going to be a really good litmus test.
A good litmus test for sure. A little bit about your team, a little bit before we hit the red zone.
Right.
Again, you mentioned some fantastic returners of yourself, some great senior leadership. One name that always sticks out is Caden Verrett. Now that we have that pronunciation right.
Right.
What can you say? What can you say about what he brings to this team and the rest of that senior class?
He's just a dynamic player. His athleticism. I think if Caden were to walk out here, I think a lot of people would just be. I don't think people understand how big Caden is. He's legit 6'1", 215 pounds.
To move too.
He's fast. He's his lateral quickness, his burst ability, and his ability to break tackles. I think, and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, and in the run blocking game, he's sound. I was fortunate enough to coach some really good running backs in my time as an assistant at Maryville, but I think he's the best one I've had, and I honestly don't think it is. He is the best one I've had. We're excited. I think when you think about the 2024 season, people are going to think about Caden Verrett. There is a bevy of talented players right behind him, and we're ready to make an impact for this team.
Definitely. We're in the red zone now. You ready for
Right.
some rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's say first thing, when you talk about running backs, you're a running back yourself. Who was one running back besides Caden Verrett that you would like to emulate or just enjoy watching most?
Current?
We could go current. We can go past too. Maybe you can give me a top 3 of your favorite running backs of all time.
Well, I think you start with Walter Payton, number one. I kind of grew up there as a youngster, as a Bears fan. Walter Payton, I love watching Adrian Peterson in his prime run the football. I was number 22 in high school and college, so I'll say Emmitt Smith.
Okay, I like that.
Sure.
I like that.
Right.
As a coach, maybe walk you through a game day. Do you have any, or did you have any superstitions as a player or coach? Were you superstitious at all, or did you have a routine?
Yeah, I always took a shower before a game,
Oh, okay.
which I thought a lot of people kind of thought was strange because, like, why are you showering to get dirty?
Feel good
just
play
gonna
game.
get dirty, but yeah, I don't know, like a long school day. I just kind of felt like the need to like wash it off and then kind of start anew and kind of get reinvigorated. So
I dig it. Yeah. Favorite sports movie?
favorite sports movie. Wow. Major League.
Okay. I gotta cross that off my list.
There you go. You never seen it?
Yeah, I gotta get to it.
You're a youngster. You're a kid.
I know.
Still young.
If you were to pick one other spot to play or coach a football game outside of here, where would you go?
It's kind of funny because I was actually thinking about this next one. I really think the only schooler. I mean, obviously I was an assistant at Maryville for 7 years.
That's a fun field.
So going through, so I've been through the Doolin schools, and in my time for the GSCC, I've really been to the only really stadium I haven't coached at yet is the Bricky Bowl. It's the new Bricky Bowl in Hobart. And obviously that's what we're there this year. So I'm definitely looking excited. My daughter actually does gymnastics out in Hobart, and I drive by that high school twice a week. And I just, I look over the state. It's a beautiful stadium. I coached baseball on that baseball field before. I have never stood on the sidelines of the new Bricky Bowl. So, I know we're going there this year, so that'll be fun.
Scary place to play for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, let's
a
hope
football
so.
game.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Yeah.
Again, for a couple years here, what's been your favorite memory as a coach, if you were to pick one? I don't know.
Probably hoisting the sectional championship trophy in 2021 at Knox against Russ Radke.
That's storybook is a way to put it.
It was fun. I mean, obviously, Coach Radke is over 400 wins. He's second all-time winningest coach, and we fell down 14-0 early in that game, and kind of kickoff return to answer to make it 14-7. We settle in, and we just kind of play our game, and to walk across the field and shake Coach Radke's hand to win a sectional championship. And he was very, very gracious and said some nice things. That was a pretty cool experience.
Gotcha. Speaking of coaches, as iconic maybe as Russ Radke, who, if you were to give me a Mount Rushmore of coaching mentors in your life, if you could give me 4.
I mean, there's been a lot of coaches that have impacted me in my life. I'll start with Zach Wells. He's the one who hired me at Maryville. Tremendous football guy. Smart, hardest worker I've seen in the coaching profession. Brad Cease over at Maryville. Brad taught me that there's a different way there's more than one way to skin a cat in regards to being a head football coach. And Brad's a friend, probably my closest friend in the coaching community around here. So, and then my dad was a coach. My dad coached the 1987 Highland. He was an assistant on the Coach Shelbourne's 1987 Highland Trojans state runner-up team against Ben Davis.
Okay.
That's really the time where I fell in love with the game of football. Awesome. So, I'd say, between Zach, Brad, and my father.
I know you had plenty of touchdowns in your day. What was your go-to touchdown dance, if you were to say?
Well, it's funny.
Did you have a dance?
Well, my senior year was the first year for the preseason scrimmage, the official scrimmage. They used to have Aramas, but my senior year we played Highland in the scrimmage, and I don't know, I had a few of them, and I did a little shimmy in the end zone. And my father's an official, still is a high school football official too. Took a couple years off to watch me my junior and senior year, and I learned a real hard lesson when I got out of that scrimmage after I was feeling myself never to do that ever again. So my first touchdown against Lowell my senior year week, when I turned the ball and just gave it right back to the official and got off the field. So,
lesson learned.
Yeah, for sure.
Lesson learned.
So I try not to Had a little bit more fun in college doing it, but
Fair
in
enough.
high school, not so much.
Fair enough. And then
Right.
to round this off, I mean, what should we expect from the 2024 Hanover Central team, and of course for you, Coach?
I just think like we pride ourselves on having a little bit of swagger about ourselves, but it stems from the hard work that we put in throughout the course of the season and like you said, the off season. I just think there's we play I think with a fun pace. We're a fun brand of football to watch. Like I said, we pride ourselves. Our hashtag is the Lake Show, and obviously that stems from the 1980s. The Los Angeles Lakers with Showtime, and I don't know. Come and check it out. I think it's a pretty fun time.
Let's do it. We're plenty of touchdowns here. We just scored one right now.
Sure.
That's all we got. 100 yards with Hanover coach Brian Parker again, Coach. Thanks
You
for
got it,
having
man.
us. Zach
No
Miller
problem.
behind the camera. I'm Mike Dewan with the Region Sports Network. The only